So as you all know, a meeting of the cabinet was held today, that is the 14th of December, and there were 6 formal items which are taken up for discussion by the cabinet today. I will run through all of them point by point. The first agenda that came up today was the proposed list of holidays for the year 2022-23, and the proposed list was placed before the cabinet for discussion, and after discussion the cabinet has agreed to all the proposals. So this was discussed and passed by the cabinet. The second agenda which came up for discussion was the introduction of the e-court fees rules. So as you all know that recently in Meghalaya, payment for purchase of judicial stamps, also known as court fee stamps, so the proposed e-court fees rules 2021, which was brought to the cabinet today, this is intended to raise the level of e-payment of court fees to enable the purchaser to generate the e-court fees certificate, that is a court fee stamp, online, and the need to use the e-challan as de jure court fee stamp will be done away with. And this e-court fee certificate will be used or can be used for all judicial and quasi-judicial purposes. So this makes for ease of doing business by all stakeholders, as the system is easily accessible through the authorized collection centers or the approved intermediaries who will be appointed by the concerned agency with the approval of the Superintendent of Stamps, or directly online through the portal of the approved agency, and can be integrated with the court systems for the filing of cases online. And it does away with the requirement for multiple stamps, as the e-court fee certificate can be generated for the specific amount required. So this was brought as a proposal, and after discussion was passed by the cabinet. Placed before the cabinet for its consideration was the Meghalaya State Consumer Protection, or the State Consumer Protection Council and District Consumer Protection Council Rules 2021. Section 6 of the Consumer Protection Act of 2019 states that every state government shall by notification establish with effect from such date as it may specify in such notification a State Consumer Protection Council for such state to be known as the State Council. And Section 8 of the Consumer Protection Act 2019 states that every state government shall by notification establish for every district with effect from such date as it may specify in such notification a District Consumer Protection Council to be known as the District Council. So accordingly, the rules were brought to the cabinet. The Meghalaya State Consumer Protection, or the State Consumer Protection Council, and District Consumer Protection Council in brackets, that is Rules 2021, and this was brought to the cabinet. And after discussion, the cabinet has approved the State Consumer Protection, or the in brackets State Consumer Protection Council and District Consumer Protection Council Rules 2021. The next agenda which came up for discussion was the proposal to notify the Meghalaya Regulation of Gaming Rules. And as you know, the Meghalaya Regulation of Gaming Act 2021 was published in the official gazette dated 26th of March 2021. So to operationalize this act and to enable the government not only to tap the revenue potential of gaming both online and in physical premises, but also to regulate gaming within the state, the Meghalaya Regulation of Gaming Rules 2021 have been framed, and this was placed before the cabinet for discussion, and this also was passed by the cabinet. Next agenda which came up was the draft proposal for amendment in the Meghalaya Compulsory Registration of Marriage Act 2012. I'll just read out the relevant portions. The Meghalaya Compulsory Registration of Marriage Act 2012 was enacted to provide for compulsory registration of marriages in the state, and the Act makes it mandatory for a married man and woman to compulsorily furnish a marriage certificate issued under the Act for all official purposes. Subsequently, by an amendment in 2017, provisions of the Act were made applicable to the parties to the marriage or in case of living together or cohabitation not covered by their respective personal laws. The Principal Act, however, did not define the meaning of official purposes, and by way of an amendment of the Act in 2019, the term official purposes was defined as under: official purposes in relation to the said act shall mean a contract of marriage entered between the parties for addressing issues pertaining to pension, succession and maintenance of spouse. It is observed that the main purpose of the Principal Act was to ensure that all marriages in Meghalaya on or after the appointed date are compulsorily registered, and this process has the necessary statutory backing through this enactment. Title of the Principal Act focuses on compulsory registration of marriages in general and not on its usage or the application per se. Further, the penal consequences for non-registration of marriage has already been provided for in Section 13 and 14 of the Principal Act, which will take care of implementation of the Principal Act. Thus, in view of the fact that the aspects of pension or succession and maintenance of spouse are already taken care of by the concerned applicable laws, there is no need to make it mandatory to furnish marriage certificate for these issued under the Principal Act of 2012, which is primarily aimed at compulsory registration of marriage. So, therefore, this is very long, but in any case, in view of all the above, an amendment was proposed to the said Act to delete the phrase in quotes, and such marriage certificate shall be required for all official purposes at the end of Section 3 as per notification. Accordingly, wherever official purposes is mentioned is proposed to be deleted, being redundant due to the proposed amendment of Section 3, which I just read out. Then there is another amendment which was proposed in the Act in respect of definition of Registrar General of Marriages under Section 2G. At present, this statutory function is vested in Secretary to the Government of Meghalaya and ERTS Department on ex officio basis. It is observed that the Inspector General of Registration Meghalaya does not have any statutory function under the above Act, either on ex officio basis or even otherwise. However, traditionally IGR, that's the Inspector General of Registration, has been dealing with matters related to marriage registration as an intermediate interface similar to the head of department at the state level, while the district officials take up any matter with the state government in the ERTS department. So it was found desirable that the district officials take up all matters relating to registration of marriages with the Inspector General of Registration in the first instance. So this was found necessary in order to ensure that the matters that arise in different districts are examined or harmonized at the state level first with the Inspector General Registration before the same is put up to the state government for taking a final call as due. Accordingly, it was proposed to amend Section 2G by substituting Inspector General of Registration Meghalaya ex officio in place of the existing portion phrase Secretary to the Government of Meghalaya in the Excise, Registration, Taxation and Stamps Department ex officio. So this was discussed. The government has implemented One Nation, One Ration Card, and we have also started the implementation of EPOS devices as a part of that. And the EPOS devices requires certain biometrics to verify the beneficiaries. So it is important to have certain kind of information in terms of the Aadhaar card to verify the genuine beneficiaries. In Meghalaya, yes, Aadhaar enrollment has been very challenging, and many people are still out there who don't have Aadhaar cards, and because of various reasons, because of maybe lack of willingness, or maybe because they didn't know the way to go about it, and they didn't know the importance of it. Well, there are certain cases like that. But having said that, the government, we cannot deny genuine beneficiaries of their allotment, in terms of PDS. So what we are also looking at is, if in case we cannot seed the Aadhars into the system that we have right now, EPOS, then we are also giving alternatives like mobile seeding. So if they can come forward and give their mobile numbers, that also would become means by which we can verify and identify genuine beneficiaries. But it's very important to have that system in place, because thereby we'll be able to reduce the kind of pilferage or the kind of diversion of food grains that may be taking place. Department was also reproduced before the cabinet, and after discussion this also was passed by the cabinet, and this will come in the form of an ordinance. The next agenda which came up for discussion was the amendment to the Meghalaya Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme 2005. This was regarding the formation of the Natural Resource Management Committee at the VEC level. As you all know, natural resource management has been one of the focal points under the MGNREGA, and the Ministry of Rural Development has placed emphasis on the need to increase expenditure on the natural resource management and related activities through MGNREGA. Workshops, meetings and interactions were held at the state, district and block level, and the VEC level, and at the VEC level too, to create awareness on the importance of NRM under MGNREGA. Till date, the performance is still not satisfactory, and the state has not crossed the 60% expenditure in any financial year. Out of the 262 permissible works under MGNREGA, there are 181 works which are related to NRM. This implies that almost 70% of the permissible works are NRM related. However, the focus of the VCs has always been on rural connectivity, roads, footpaths, etc. So that is why this was proposed for the separate subcommittee to be formed and created at the VEC level, which will specifically look after natural resource management and all related matters at the VEC level as an added support or an additional arm to the PEIC of the VEC. The Natural Resource Management Committee shall comply to the terms of references naturally, and this was brought to the cabinet for ratification and approval, and this was also passed by the cabinet. So these were the agendas which were brought. So under general holidays including Saturdays and Sundays, 23. Under the NI Act, holidays including Saturdays and Sundays, 22. Under special holiday on account of Reverend Thomas Jones Day, 1, of course. Restricted holidays including Saturdays and Sundays, 10. It's the same as last year, by the way. Grey areas, what we've not been able to do, you see, I'll be very broad here. We all know that a lot of importance is being stressed upon by the Government of India, the Ministry of Rural Development, on natural resource management. This has become very important because NREGA, I think, has been, the kind of works that are taken up in the MGNREGA. There needs to be a special focus in terms of climate change, in terms of, degradation of our natural resources. That a structured approach is required at the VEC level to strengthen, the fight against climate change, to better manage our natural resources. So the importance cannot be stressed enough, I think, because we all know how important it is. So therefore, this Natural Resource Management Committee under the VECs will play a very, very important role in making sure that the 60% of the works, which 70% of the works, permissible works under MGNREGA, which are related to NRMs, will be taken up in a more focused manner. The respective VECs, Village Employment Councils. What exactly? See, this is not my department, and I think there are many such kind of activities which are there. I don't have the list with me here, but these will be most probably related to, I think, protection of catchment areas, things which will ensure better management of our natural resources, in terms of our rivers, in terms of our forests, in terms of whatever resources that are there. So I think it will be in that line. But of course, I'm just being very specific and very limited. This is much broader than that. Yes, so this is to bring in the Natural Resource Management Committees, NRMCs, right? So you spoke about what are the kind of problems. So deforestation, soil erosion, poor soil quality, water scarcity, that is drinking water scarcity, management of wastewater, things like that, which will, flood control. These are the areas wherein natural resource management will be focusing on. But of course, there is many of them. I don't want to go into all of them. Yes. So your question was, Reining, that
no,
this is with a focused approach to manage the kind of mandate that has been laid out by the Government of India, MORD. Okay, because they are placing emphasis on the need to increase expenditure on NRM and related activities through the MGNREGA. So because of that kind of focused approach and the emphasis which MORD is placing, therefore, it was felt that there is a need to have the NRMCs. It's because the definition of official purposes is extremely broad. In fact, if you say official purposes, you can have n number of things which you can say they are official purposes, because official purposes is not just confined to governments, right? It can also expand into the private sector and all other sectors. So if the Compulsory Registration of Marriages Act and to furnish these documents for official purposes is mentioned in the Act, it becomes too exclusive. Because then to define official purposes, which is a Herculean task, and it's never ending, so it will then only those which are mentioned in the Act as official purposes, the requirement to produce your marriage certificates would only apply to those, which would literally defeat the purpose of having a Compulsory Registration of Marriage Act. So to make it more broader and to make it all encompassing, we, as the government went over this, we discussed this with the law department. So it was felt that not to confine it to these few services, let us make it broader to bring in more people under the ambit. So it was decided that we will do away with the mention of official purposes.